Welcome to the Secret Friends Unite podcast, episode 111. We are live. We are doing it live, like Bill O'Reilly.
Live!
So much opportunity for us to screw up.
Yeah.
I'm going to vote. I'd put my money on me.
Screwing
mess
up.
up.
Well, the group
Yeah.
that's watching can do a poll, and we'll see how it ends at the end. Who ruined the podcast? Put your money down. So I am your host, Todd Oxtra, joined by Lisa Goodman.
Hi.
Also, Charlie Carden.
Boogity boogity boo. What's up, y'all?
And
What's up,
also
world?
Joined by our special guest, Brad Thompson. How are you, buddy?
He's special. That's a good word.
Thank you very much. Hello, everyone. Ladies and gentlemen, glad to be here.
Yep. Brad is our special guest this week. He's been a really great member of the Secret Friends Unite Facebook group. And Brad, whenever we have someone new come on the podcast, we want you to give us your nerd origin. So it's your elevator pitch. 1 minute. Tell us how you got yourself into the world of nerd.
Okay. Got in the world of as a nerd from a girl about 6 or 7 years of age, one of my best friends. She gave me her first set of comic books, Star Wars issues 5, 6, and 7. And from there, I discovered what comic books were. And then 40 years later, I've still been collecting comic books with a massive collection and, just kind of dallied out into things like Star Trek, Doctor Who, Star Wars, a little bit of everything.
I thought you were saying that you were a girl when you were 6 or 7 years old.
Yeah, I was going to say, I was born a poor white girl in backwoods, Mississippi.
Right? You heard it the same way? It's okay,
I
Brad.
did hear it
We
the
love
same
you
way.
regardless, but we're
How
not
do
here
you
to
know
judge. We don't judge.
I was about to say, how do you know that's not exactly what I was saying and trying to make it sound like, I'm making a faux pas and actually,
Well, we
Brand
accept everyone. It's okay.
Hashtag no judgments.
No.
Yes, exactly.
SFU is the no judgment zone.
Come as you are.
Unless it's Todd
Nice.
judging Charlie's taste.
Or me judging Charlie's taste.
Hashtag slutty
My
eyeballs.
goodness.
Yes. Captain Slutty Eyeballs.
You know what? My eyeballs only have eyes for the program.
Aw.
All right. So, Todd, what are we doing here today? What's going on?
Well, as always, we start off with the rumors and news with Madam Web. Then we get into the Geek Easy, and we go nuts about stuff in the world of nerd. And then we are doing a Spoilercast, everybody. It's going to be all about Guardians of the Galaxy 2 this week. We're going to go on what we liked, what we didn't, give us a score, and what comes next. So without further delay, Madam Web, take it away.
Hey, guys, somebody is not double muted. Brad, is that you? Or Lisa?
It's not me.
I was hearing a reverb. So is everybody have a muted window on YouTube?
Yeah.
I should.
Everybody?
Yep.
Everybody.
Yep, we're good. Okay. So for
How
us to
do
watch
I
it now, so we can get into this.
Yeah. I'm trying to figure out if I wanted to write comments. Oh, I see.
Yep.
Y'all, you are awesome. I'm just trying to get things started.
All right.
I spelled awesome wrong. Okay.
Awesome. So here we go. Because I'm gonna take this audio actually and put it into to make the podcast, so we will have our normal bumpers when we actually have the audio version. So
that's how the sausage will get made. Okay, in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
thank you, Madam Web. We are excited. Hopefully you saw Guardians of the Galaxy at the 3 o'clock in the morning show because you were up already, so why not go out and have fun with the ladies?
Good
I don't want to have fun with the ladies.
Girls' night.
Well, as we know, you were in a double
guys,
date with what, Charlie?
Well, somebody is rasping or doing something. Are you hearing that?
Yeah, I think we're hearing some heavy breathing. Brad, I think it might be you.
Well, he is kind of, questionable that way.
You still with us, Brad?
Yeah, I'm hearing something.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you what. I'll just let me mute. See if we have
Okay.
anything better.
Okay,
Okay.
If it continues, then we know it's not Brad.
that's true.
Right. Okay. All right. Yep.
Cat sighting
Sounds
behind
like.
me.
Yep.
Hi,
Uh-oh.
Cat.
That's we still don't have any hits, y'all.
Oh, that's okay. That is okay. It's an experiment. So here we go. We'll get in the news. First story this week is we actually had some interesting first shots of both the cast of Runaways, which is going to be on Hulu, and the cast of Inhumans that is coming to both IMAX and ABC this fall.
That's going to be fun because Todd, you told me that my town has a real IMAX theater, the one that we have at the Celebration North here in Grand Rapids. Is that not correct?
It shows it. I'm assuming it's correct, but yes.
Okay. Neat.
But is anybody going to go to a movie theater to pay to see a
I-
show that will be free?
I might. I don't know, Lisa. What do you think? You have a real IMAX near you.
I do? I thought that I did, and then it was debunked by not only Todd, but some of my friends who told me that apparently it was really
Oh,
IMAX.
I thought you.
No, I think the closest one is the Henry Ford Museum.
Right. The rest are just
Oh, there-
IMAX.
Yeah, IMAX
Oh, I
branded
thought
doesn't
I
mean
thought-
IMAX.
Yes, if my
Yeah,
darling
yeah.
friend Oz is listening, he corrects me often that it's Limax. So, Oz, there, finally, you got your shout out.
Well, yeah. If he's listening, let's see. Nope, still nobody.
He's probably sitting at home in pain since we all got tattooed together today.
Pain for sale.
I'm sitting here bleeding live.
Oh my goodness! What you do
Wait,
for
that
your?
sounded really bad. What?
I said, what you do for your craft?
What
And
I
you
do
put
for
your
my craft.
put your blood, sweat, and tears into it. My goodness.
Yes, I have blood pooling on my arm as we speak.
Yeah,
'Cause
That
I'm
is
tougher. I'm
delightful.
tougher than any of
so-
you.
Awesome.
So we had
anyway,
two
Todd. Yes.
stories to talk about. We had first the Runaways. We'll talk about the good, and then we'll talk the bad and the ugly next. But Runaways, the cast photo was released. The show is going to be on Hulu, so this actually gives me a little bit of promise compared to the other two Marvel shows that were announced the previous week, which is Freeform and their lot.
Oh.
Yeah. So, Brad, what do you think about this photo? What's your familiarity with Runaways?
My familiarity is Runaways. I pretty much I started with the Brian K. Vaughan series at the very beginning when it came out as was the title or the tidal wave of Marvel books. So being able to see them doing this live and in person, I've got something that is seen here that has a very slight representation of the characters. I think we've got something. They got something, at least a good start to them. It's a matter of how well they adjust to taking into account of the stories, and they integrated some aspects of the Marvel universe with it, and hopefully that Hulu will have a little bit of more leeway with it, and not just try to bind it. Keep it as self-contained or as avoiding some of the maybe the Marvel characters that came in. I think my only disappointment with it is from a visual standpoint, it's not Molly. And Molly is the youngest member, the super strong member, and really the heart and soul of the Runaways team. And when I look at least the girl who's playing it, it just doesn't really feel to me that it's leaping off the page, and they kind of went with a different angle, both kind of visually to it. But to me, from a cast shot, that's my opinion. I'm really hoping to see the eventual trailer that they've kind of previewed off on this where they did the Hulu's upfront presentation last week, and hopefully we'll be able to get to see more to give it more some snap judgments.
Yeah, and I'm trying to remember. Charlie, have you read Runaways?
Oh my! This is my shame. I keep talking about
This is your
doing
shame?
it, and
Of many.
You know what?
Of many.
You know what? Blood, sweat, and tears. Just take it easy there.
Oh,
Bleeding
shots
for the
fired.
craft.
Shots
Ouch. Well,
fired. Charlie and I are
you're
going
gonna
to brawl for real by the end of this.
You're gonna play with fire. You're gonna get a little. So anyway, I have not. I will. I absolutely will. Make it a damn reading project, and I'll read it. I really will.
What about you, Lisa? Have you read Runaways?
I haven't, and I did take a look at the stuff that came out, but I'm not familiar enough with it to really have an opinion.
We just
Fire,
picked up
Charlie,
2 watchers.
fire away.
Phoenix Overdrive is watching us. Hey, Phoenix Overdrive.
Hey.
Talk to us.
Hi.
That would be Lee and his crew over on the Phoenix Overdrive.
Who we love.
Nice.
We love you.
Now, seriously, for Runaways as a comic, this was a series that, in my opinion, made Brian K. Vaughan. This gave him his name. This is from a Marvel standpoint. This was a title that, kind of got lumped in with a bunch of other kind of Marvel release books. I think there was a Namor title book, and this one kind of separated itself from the pack by being much more original. Taking in the concept of these are kids of supervillains, and what happens when the parents find out that the kids now know. And you'll get to see throughout 2 to 3 volumes of around 12 to 24 issues per volume of that Brian K. Vaughan put together. But then what was even more enjoyable is Joss Whedon of Buffy fame, X-Men, and also Avengers movies. He did a run with it of the Runaways following that, which was really enjoyable, well done, and I really highly recommend it. If you make it a reading, a group reading, or let alone just for an individual, you will not be disappointed.
Joss is the reason I have trust issues.
Aw.
that
I love him dearly, but he kills everyone I love.
Yeah, this is, I think, the Marvel TV show, I think, that has the most promise because it doesn't have a lot of legacy in regards of, having to worry about 85 years. It has basically just the issues that have been out, and these are fresh characters to most people, except for the hardcore that read this book previously. I loved it. And I think it's going to be interesting. And the cast is very diverse. There's some things that will be different, but as you know, there's going to be certain things they have to give in because it's on Hulu, and I'm not sure what Hulu's special effects budget is and things like that. So, and maybe having a little girl being a character that might be in danger, Brad, might be the reason why they didn't cast that young.
Maybe.
Could be.
For fear of it making people not want to watch that.
I could simply go with that. I just said visually when I look at, what the image that Molly is, and again, I don't want to get too much into it because it's just a picture, and I don't want to be one. Try not to be one of those, comic fans. I look at it, it's like, oh my gosh, it's totally awful. This is not it. But no, it's from the first standpoint glimpse, and as I also had the opinion of when we get into the Inhumans. It just doesn't cry out that one character, but the rest has been really, I feel, spot on certain aspect of the characters.
So you guys will have to do me a solid and actually tell me if someone is on or not, because I cannot see it in my YouTube window because it's my account.
Okay. We have seven hits right now. We got a little chat going on between us and Phoenix Overdrive, and that's what we got so far.
Yeah, just make sure if you see any questions. Yeah, if you see questions or anything, make sure you guys read them off or anything. We can stop and just address.
I'm posting and reposting on Facebook the link to the episode. So
yeah, I did as well. I put.
And I guess I'll dump it on Twitter too.
Yeah, cool. Okay,
so
the next story is all about Inhumans, and I would call it now a notorious image, infamous,
right?
You might say.
It's getting some scorn. What do you think the real source of it? I mean, the Inhumans, that goes all the way back to Stanley Jack Kirby, Fantastic Four, probably around 1968 or so. So that's the polar opposite of the Runaways, which is kind of raw and they're not legacy and you can do a lot that you want. But the Inhumans, you've got this 50-year history. So where do they pick it up? How does it tie into Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.? Questions
without answers.
Yeah, and I think that's the valid question: is how much are they going to start off with? Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. really tried to concept of the Inhumans to the forefront from a television standpoint. Now we have I'm not going to say IMAX is going to be, that's just the way that they're going to show it. But you still have this series, and now you're going to bring the royal family right up front. Black Bolt, Maximus. I mean, you're going to have that unfortunate, well, that kind of the duel between the two, and it sounds like it's going to be that battle. And then you have all the rest of the people, the rest of the royal members, Medusa, who, you know, with her hair and some of the, you know, I'm trying to grab some of the more of the images and videos.
Right.
Yep. And, you know, it's to me, it's more another one of those wait and sees, and just trying to pull up the image just to refresh. But the one thing that they are doing is it's a very serious.
We've got a couple of questions.
The image.
We got a couple of questions if I can jump in. Our good friend Marley wants to know, I don't see how you do Inhumans with the TV budgets. Medusa's hair is so disappointing. Totally agree with you there, Marley. Medusa's hair is exactly what you would expect. In the comics, it's massive, it's voluminous. She looks like she's from New Jersey. You know what I'm saying? With the big Aquanet thing happening. You know what I mean? So you're right. That's tough. Our good Lee.
We love you, Jersey. Don't listen to Charlie.
Oh, I love you too, Bob. I love Bobby, even though he's a DC fanboy.
The dirty
Jersey, the dirty Jersey. Phoenix Overdrive. Lee says, for those who can't see the premiere on IMAX, will they re-air it on ABC? Yes, they will. It's an 8 episode miniseries that will air, I think, a week or two delayed.
I think so.
And Marley says, either it or IT should always be in motion.
The hair.
Okay. The hair, right. You got it. Yes, we have 8 watchers now. We had 9. Somebody left.
Hi, Marley. I'm just going to sit here and do shout outs. Hi, Marley.
There you go. Phoenix says,
you're a hype woman, Lisa.
Yeah, I just need a giant clock, right? Like Flavor Flav.
Yeah, there you go. Lee says Serinda Swan looks haggard. She looked better as Zatanna. That was Zatanna on Smallville? Oh, I didn't know that. Oh.
Interesting recasting. Yes. You know who is missing in the picture that we have not seen yet is Lockjaw. So Lockjaw, if you aren't familiar with him, he's basically a bear-sized dog that has a little fork on his head and can do teleportation, and he's adorable.
Well, he's hanging out with Kamala Khan these days, though, isn't he? So maybe he's maybe he's
going to be on the show.
Occupied.
He's going to be on the show.
Yeah, some of the behind the scene pictures that websites have posted up showing the almost green screen dog of Lockjaw in full size. So it's just a matter of, you know, them just giving it CGI fur and letting it go. So I will be, you know, I'll be looking forward to seeing how that they represent Lockjaw. And then going back to the question of the TV budget, how much can they actually spend on Lockjaw that doesn't get necessarily, as you said, push into Medusa's hair or Crystal's powers, or you can kind of look at Black Bolt with his sonic, so you can get away with. But yeah, there's still so much more that visually that's going to stand out. That where do you balance the budget, or how much that character?
Exactly.
Well, they're making their savings because they went to Party City for the costumes.
They did, didn't
where
they?
I go for my costumes too.
Lisa, what do you know about? Do you know about anything about Inhumans except for the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., or you familiar with the comic book series?
A little bit, not enough to. Again, comics is not really my wheelhouse.
Yeah, they are essentially just like Thor, the Asgardians. These are a royal family. They are humorless. They're very dour. I don't know who
royals are dour. What do you mean?
Yeah, Prince Charles. They all speak like, oh my goodness, let's have some tea.
Oh, here we go again, alienating the Brits. Seriously?
Oh yeah, come on.
I have to send all of you to sensitivity training for your cultural bullshit every week. Brad, every week they offend somebody.
We did it.
Usually
You're
British.
Right. We are. Well, I was ranking on Indians earlier with my talk about the Redskins, not the Redskins, but the Cleveland Indians.
Oh, for God's sake.
Charlie, we're stopping you now.
Remote mute.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my goodness. All right.
Oh well, but this
is
this is probably the big fall show for Marvel that's coming out. We've got the freeform shows, but I don't think those will be that big of a big impact on network TV and everything like that. So
and I was going to say, you take a look at the Inhumans, because this was characters, let's say, or a franchise, better yet, that Marvel was going to put this into their cinematic universe. And they even tried to weasel them into the X-Men comics to really start building up a popularity. And next thing you know, some of that popularity really didn't fit as well. And then then it comes into Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. From Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., now we're seeing this 8 episodes. So I think, is this going to be a big thing? This is going to be their test run. This is going to be their test to see if there's even going to be any slight of an interest. I mean, this is their Peggy Carter of a limited series type TV shows.
Right.
And where it's going to go. Can they make it as an engaging universe, or if they're going to try to copy some type of Netflix show or something that's going to make it like the Royals or something like that, to make it something to pop, to give it an originality, so you don't have a just, oh no, it's superheroes from space.
You're right. Yeah. I mean, and Peggy Carter I enjoyed that show. And it made it back for 2 little mini seasons, but it got whacked. It didn't connect obviously enough to keep it rolling. So, I mean, what is Marvel going to do that they're not going to put out there that fanboys aren't going to be all over it? Am I right? I mean, have they done anything that people are all over besides Guardians of the Galaxy? Everybody's all crazy about, it's this, it's that, or that first image always hurts everybody.
Well, I think Marvel can get people to go out. I think Marvel can get people to come to the movie for 2 hours. They have not shown yet that they can get people to come back on network TV repeatedly, because Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. has not performed very well.
Even moving it to the 10 o'clock spot, it has not been as good as it probably they could have been, and I think that was a drop in the writing after Ghost Rider.
Yeah.
Well, and they refused to kill it.
Yeah, they won't.
It'll never die.
Yeah, why not? Keep it on. Not like there's a lot of other great shows on ABC anyways. Oh well. Moving on. Yeah, moving on to movie news really quickly. The Dark Tower trailer. Dark Tower. Premiered. And this is a late breaking trailer for something that's coming out this summer.
Very late.
So Lisa, I think you're probably I think you're more versed in Dark Tower than I am, and Charlie probably has not read it. I don't know, maybe Brad has, but I have not.
I'm the resident bookworm, right?
Yes, you are.
That's me, the nerd, the real nerd.
Books with no pictures.
You're all faux. I'm teasing. So yes, I've read it. I think the trailer for me, you sort of have to look at it as with a lot of books to movies. You kind of have to look at it as its own thing. I can't think too much about the books in comparison to the trailer, because how do you condense all of that material? I'm not clear. Todd, you had mentioned you thought they were doing a movie and then a series. I don't know where you read that. I thought they were doing one and done.
Well, that was the original scope of this one. Ron Howard and Imagine Pictures and everything, they were going to make this a weird TV movie project. It was going to be huge, and it was going to go on for years. I don't know where it stands now. I don't know who the producers are of this and what their plan is. But the producers are Stephen King, Ron Howard, Akiva Goldsman, and Brian Grazer. And I've yet to see a synopsis of really what does this entail. Some people said it's a prequel. Some people said it's a sequel. So I'm not really sure. And quite honestly, I'm not sure how long the series is with Dark Tower, but I know there's a lot of books.
Well, and that's the issue. If they're going to try and, condense this down into a concentrated version, that concerns me a little. So I think I would need some clarification on what exactly their plan is. The trailer, if you sort of set the books aside in your mind, the trailer by itself looks pretty great, in my opinion.
Totally.
Very engaging, interesting trailer. They did a good job. So I was sort of feeling, like Todd just said, this is late in the game to suddenly be rolling out a full trailer. seemed like not a good sign to have a trailer so late when the movie's not that far away. But now that I've seen it, I feel like maybe more it was calculated and a careful move on their part. It's one of those movies, you know, like so many things these days. I think that I just have a trust issue. I think that I see trailers now and I just don't believe that they're going to be good movies.
Marley jumps in and says it's been confirmed the movie is the first 3 books. Thank you, Marley.
Thank you. See, that's exactly what I had read. So, Marley, thank you for backing me up there.
Well, we need a fact checker on our
concerns me a
show
little
all
bit.
the time.
It concerns me.
Right, fact checker. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
Marley's
I
an
agree.
excellent
Okay, so
fact checker. High five.
why do you feel that this was a calculated move? What are they looking to accomplish? Trying to get through the like position themselves between like Guardians and Wonder Woman, or what are they trying to what's the
I
motivation?
think it was calculated in the sense that they didn't want to put out crap, you know. I think if they were waiting, maybe they just really wanted to put out a good trailer instead of just a lot of people. This book is very beloved to a great number of people. So if, and you know, this is a big if, but if the point was really waiting and putting out a good trailer closer to the movie, I'm okay with that if that was their intention. Who knows? You know, how do you ever know what the marketing brain is behind it? There is a lot of stuff to compete with right now. So maybe
it's the
they want to
summertime. What are you gonna do?
when they're in a buzz mood because Guardians. I don't know.
Right. Now it comes out
August 4th.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I was going to say this is a film that's coming out August 4th, and I agree. For me, for such a beloved Stephen King book or series, for that matter, it to be able to finally see its first trailer, just 3 months before its initial release, that could just be calculated in the sense you don't want it to get lost with all the superhero films that are coming in. But on top of it, what does a teaser trailer ever really buy them anything? And does just bringing it in at this time, you start their campaign throughout the summer so that August 4th comes around, they try to get as many butts in the seats to be able to see this particular type film. And I just really feel that it's just they're putting a film out, and for me, I've only read the first book in the series. And
you mentioned
I was
that,
a little lost. Yeah, I was a little lost. I'll be honest. And now knowing that it's the first 3 books, okay, I can put that aside of saying, well, I only read a third of it. So, but I think the cast members, it had some very much, when you look at the film, it screamed Ron Howard in terms of the type of the acting and some of the set pieces and just the visuals to it. So I hope that Ron does a good job with this film.
It's better if it screams Ron Howard than Clint Howard, right?
What?
Ouch.
Oh, come on. He's the most talented Howard's brothers.
I love him, but I don't want to be like, I don't want anything to scream Clint Howard. He's scary. He's the leprechaun.
He is a little scary.
Like if he was looking in my window, I wouldn't be so happy.
I got a scary tidbit for you. His first acting role, first episodes of the old Star Trek, where he played the Blaylock, the guy in the First Federation little circle ship. And he had to drink grapefruit juice, and he hated it. And his dad or his coach said, "You're acting, just drink it." And he was like 6 years old, and so he knew he was an actor then. Great story.
Oh my!
I'm gonna chime in to tell Marley that I agree with him. Marley's got a man crush on Idris Elba, so he said,
Clint Howard.
Yeah.
Yes, Marley, please tell me you don't have a man crush on Clint Howard, just Idris Elba, which I'm all about you. I'd watch him read the dictionary.
Oh boy, I'm excited. I like the trailer. I like what they showed. Although I don't know the vibe, except it kind of got boiled down to kid with powers opens up a gateway. Idris Elba is a disenfranchised gunslinger, which is like a knight. Has to take down the Man in Black, which is Matthew McConaughey.
Disenfranchised gunslinger.
So for me, from a plot standpoint, it seems like so generic that compared to everything else out there. So I'm hoping there's more to it than just that, because I know the books are deep, and I think I even tried to start reading them. I just kind of didn't get there.
Shocking.
Well, I mean, I like Stephen King books. I love Misery. I liked a lot of his. But quite honestly, I just thought the way it started was very rambling and things. And the book series apparently has 1.3 million words in it. So Stephen King likes to puke out verbosity, and maybe they could condense and get to really the heart of it.
God, it's a good thing you don't read Neil Stephenson.
Oh God, yeah.
Oh, God, yes.
Right?
Yes.
Todd wouldn't make it.
Yeah.
If ever there was a writer in need of an editor.
Yeah, it goes to my previous statement. Just because you can write a 1,000-page book does not necessarily mean you need to write a 1,000-page book.
Like I said, J.K. Rowling was getting paid by the word by the end of the Harry Potter series.
That's true.
But, you know, if Charlie has slutty eyeballs, then Todd has commitment phobe eyeballs, right?
I have lazy eyeballs.
No, you have commitment phobe.
Yeah,
That's true.
Todd's a love him and leave him kind of TV watcher.
Won't get fooled again. Yeah.
I'm going to leave it. Won't get fooled again. All right. Well, what else we got? Was that it? Is that
I think that is it for this week in the news with Madam Web. So we are going to head on over to the Geek Easy. Turn up the yacht rock and let's go.
Sailing. Take me
I just want to
away.
point out, too, for anyone watching, I'm the only one who's not drinking right now.
Aren't
you all drinking? I don't know. Brad's got a mug. It could be vodka in there.
I'm drinking Bald Man Brewery Misty Mountain Hops.
Actually, you know what?
Wait,
I'm going to take a break.
Bald Man Brewing.
Kidding right now?
I might take a break and go get a beer.
Charlie,
Who wants to take a break?
Yep. No breaks. You can mute yourself and come back if you want. We will get going on.
I think it's funny that Todd's drinking a Bald Man beer.
Hey, support your bald brothers.
Okay, let's go.
What would my brewery be called? Luscious Hair.
Lady Lovely.
Is there an old maid
It's a
brewery?
weave. It's a weave.
Oh, Diana Ross Brewery. It's a weave.
Well, we've got
All
9
right.
watchers now.
All right.
Add between 9 and 10. It's very exciting. Okay,
Anybody else?
5.
Charlie, anybody else whose names pops up? Who they are?
No, we not no. It doesn't list the names. I just only get the comments.
Right. It's okay. We don't really want to know, do we?
Now there's 10.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
well,
Marley.
Who's got the better hair?
Marley
me
asked
or-
who has
me
the
or
better hair.
Lisa?
Marley, you've got the better hair because your hair is
Marley.
like 20 years younger than mine. Don't even.
Yeah. So
there you go.
anybody typing in the comments, just put your name and who you are, so we'll know exactly who we're talking to.
Yes, yeah. If you're hearing us, let us know.
Yeah. So, we're sitting in the Geek Easy. We got our drinks. Yacht Rock is playing. I think we've determined that Meatloaf is not Yacht Rock, Charlie.
No. No, you can tell me I'm gonna take out a little Paradise by the Dashboard Lights. Will you love me forever?
I'll refrain from repeating the Meatloaf news from today.
Oh no! Please don't. Please don't do that.
I'm not going to. I said I'll refrain.
Anything for love.
Yeah. So when the Geek
But
Easy,
he won't do that.
No, he will not do that. Thankfully,
I'm not doing that either.
he has a lot to do with a back of a Volkswagen. But yes, in the Geek Easy, we talk about what we're excited about in the world of nerd. And for me, this is kind of going to be more of a tempered excitement, but it's American Gods. Wow, I watched this. I never read the book. I like Neil Gaiman.
100% with you, by the way.
Holy cow.
Now, let me. I'm going to temper you even further. Have access. Going to watch it. Have not. So tread lightly.
Okay, no problem.
Wait. Slutty Eyeballs has not watched American Gods?
No, but he'll watch something else that he's seen 85 times first. So,
or something that got like a 10% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Exactly. Yep. That's absolutely true.
You know what? I go my own way. I'm like Fleetwood Mac.
Yes. But when Charlie says he doesn't have he watches everything but has no time for something else, we get frustrated. So there you go. But American Gods, I'll just break down the premise. Basically, this is a story. The way it opens is about an ex-con gets out of prison and hijinks ensues. It's no mystery if you've seen the trailer that there is something magical hijinks, deity hijinks, whatever you call it. But there's no mystery to the fact that this has to do with otherworldly gods in a battle that's bound to happen, and the old gods versus the new.
Brad,
the American Gods.
Brad, can you just sit here and shake your head with me?
Please.
Right? At that explanation, hijinks. Hijinks.
He recovered himself by at least saying the old gods versus the new gods. And
but that's Game of Thrones. By the old gods and the new.
Yes, but there isn't the gods of currency, the gods of music.
Todd,
The classic gods versus.
Todd, did you read the book?
I did not.
Oh, okay. Then
but I'm a Gaiman fan. I mean, I've read all of the Sandman. I've read Neverwhere, things like that.
No. You just sit there in your shame corner.
No. So what I'm going to say is, though, I enjoyed it, but and my wife watched it with me, and she, even after we watched it, she said, I'm going to have to take a while to digest, because quite honestly, they give you very little and they leave you wanting more. It is very adult. It is very rough dialogue. Your virgin ears and eyes will be very seasoned after the show. I don't want to tell Charlie how he will react to this, but I can almost say that he will be like, nope, not for me.
Oh, I think there's no doubt that Charlie will watch one and be done.
Yep.
You know what? I'm gonna love it because fuck you. That's why.
Oh.
I love that
Okay.
you also said virgin eyeballs.
No, this is how
any of us have virgin eyeballs here.
He'll just say, "Well, April's watching it, but I had to move away because I've got Chips and Jag to watch."
Yeah, and he's got to watch like.
My destiny will be to go on and produce a Chips and Jag crossover that will dominate the ratings, and you both can kiss my ass.
Flying motorcycles. Yes.
Charlie's really busy watching Bananas in Pajamas.
No, it's going to be
lawyers on motorcycles.
It'll be called Fish and Chips.
Ooh, I like that. It's a sea and it's like a sea movie.
There you go.
You bet.
With sea cops. There you go.
See him anywhere.
Now, let me ask a question. Back to will Charlie like this? Okay. Now, Todd, you have a very long standing relationship, friendship or relationship with Charlie. When you really look at the series, and you've already mentioned Jag, Chips, and we know we got DS9 and various Star Trek type episodes.
All of it.
Is there a show comparable to American Gods that you've seen that could put it, just as you said, let's say the language, the violence, the theme, the thematics to it that would be comparable to him? Because we might be able to answer that question. Like, Charlie, just don't waste your time.
Oh God, the opening scene is like straight out of Game of Thrones.
Okay, I will say this, Charlie.
Just the opening scene, though.
Did you like The Magicians? I'm trying to remember if you did or not.
I did not. I'm sorry.
Okay. So if you do not like Magicians, you will definitely not like the show, because this is like Magicians turned up to 10 without as much whimsy and humor.
And tons of blood.
Well, you know, I'm really bound and determined to gush about it because you guys are all such jerks. And let me interrupt. We have a listener whose name I don't recognize. Lisa, you want to give this one a stab?
Oh, I don't know if I could do justice to that name.
Friend, I don't recognize this person. Who are you,
I don't
friend?
either.
What's his name?
We don't know.
Just say the name.
It's very, I'm going to guess Swedish? Maybe?
Yes. I'm just going to go with calling him Odd Todd.
That works.
Yeah, Odd Todd.
Yes, we give shout-outs when asked.
Okay.
So whoever just came in, just say who your name is or how we may know you. So
right, if you want to type it out phonetically, I'll say it all day long.
Yeah,
you bet.
Yeah, because I'm the only odd Todd here typically, so
typically
you can't compete. But I would say Americans, I'm going to watch more. It's on Stars, but it is not for kids at all, and most likely we'll get more details, more characters added, and hopefully I'll come away a little bit more informed. But I will watch it, but I'm not sure if my wife will come back for it. She likes Neil Gaiman, but she doesn't like more of the adult stuff. She likes more of the whimsy, like the Graveyard Book and things like that.
Yeah,
I see.
And especially, there's a scene, and I know Lisa and I talked about it offline once, that in the first episode, that even in the book, that you're kind of wondering how they do it, and without saying,
they did it.
Oh yeah, and it's a body sucking, soul crushing.
Body sucking. Interesting choice of words, Brad. Interesting.
Yeah,
it will give you nightmares about certain parts of the female anatomy.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah, that was
what you need, Charlie.
Let's just say it's an oral destruction, oh
dear God.
it's an oral conversation you're not going to have afterwards.
No.
Let's let's move on.
Yeah, kids, don't try that at home. So American Gods, if you're curious, definitely buyer beware.
Let's add that there's also it won't be a second date for those two.
No, there won't.
No boy.
Oh
No
boy.
second date.
Yeah. So we've got a Bradford. Tell us what's next. What are you geeking out about?
Well, right now I am geeking out on my Xbox One. I'm playing Ghost Recon Wildlands from Ubisoft. It is the latest item into the Ghost Recon type of franchise. Your ghost soldiers going in against drug cartel in the country of Bolivia. Very well mapped out game. Your progression tree for your characters. There's just a lot. It's a fun game to be able to sit down to play with your friends. You get a squadron of 4. You go around completing missions, different territories, building up your gun arsenal. And if you're into those first-person shooters, let alone such that you've seen from Ubisoft, this has been a really fun game for me.
Yeah, apparently it's got a big fan base, and it's definitely not my type of game, but
Sure.
From what I saw, you could play the emergent gameplay. Makes it a lot of fun. It's kind of like Far Cry with a team.
Yes. No,
Awesome.
So that's pretty much been it. Books and just keeping busy. So this is my Geek of the Week.
Awesome. Thank you very
All
much.
right, nice.
Welcome.
You bet.
Yeah.
Lisa, what you got?
I'm still riding high on Guardians, and so that's all muddled up in my brain. My Geek of the Week is not anything that anybody's going to care about, but I went with my friends Brian, Jake, and Oz today, and we got Doctor Who tattoos. So I'm still in pain at the moment, and currently bleeding from the arm. So we'll refrain from showing that off. But
You've revealed the location, but did you go with the armpit tattoo? Because that just sounds horrible.
God, no, I didn't. I was contemplating getting the armpit tattoo just for you, Todd. But
Here,
the
let me
problem
show you.
is I actually care about my body and didn't want to defile my armpit. That has to hurt so much.
God. Putting deodorant on? That would have.
How about just you'd have to keep your arm up in the air for God knows how long. No, but I did my forearm and it is bleeding quite copiously. So if I bleed out on the show,
Well,
copious bleeding. We want you to you want to bleed out on a live show. That's like a stuck pig.
No, thanks. But that does bring me to for anybody who's watching Who right now, if you are at all a Doctor Who fan, Capaldi is killing it right now. Has anybody been watching
So
it?
much so. Oh my God.
It's
I'm
amazing.
one behind. Yeah, I'm one behind this season. Watched the first 2 and they've been great.
Yeah, we discussed it a
good
little bit
stuff.
today. Capaldi's just killing it right now. He and
Well, he's going to go out with the bang. He and Billy or Bob. Bob. Well, it's Bill.
Bill.
He
was like,
is
who's Bob?
tremendous.
Bobby, Billy, Robert, Bobbert.
Billy Bob.
Charlie's got
Robert.
a knack for names.
Yeah. I
He's a
quite
good
honestly, this is a refreshing season because I've gotten so tired of the companion of the Doctor having a romance that
Or a
unrequited love.
flirtationship.
It just gets old. And it's like I just want them to be partners and just on it. And Bill seems to be just.
Nobody wants to bang Peter Capaldi though.
No.
Ooh,
And like I said, Bill looks like Reggie Watts' sister, but she's
terrible.
But she's a lot of fun. I like her, and she's just interesting. And yeah, she's gay. But guess what? We don't have to make it like the hey, I'm gay every 2 seconds. You know I'm gay. Did you know I'm gay? Did you know I'm gay? Hey,
They don't have to paint the
might be
inside
gay.
artist like a rainbow.
Exactly.
Oh.
So what you're telling me is she's gay.
Yes, and that Peter Capaldi is apparently unbangable.
As the TARDIS sails across the rainbow.
I mean, I would consider it, but
his body seeps sand because he's just falling apart. He's just a just particle.
Really, I should shut up because he's probably well within the age range of what I should be dating.
Oh my goodness! You know what? I'm gonna spare you the trouble, and I'm just gonna take the reins here. My turn. All right. So, after much harassment from our good friend John's here, our other founding secret friend. We finally tuned into the British sitcom, The IT Crowd. Any other watchers out there?
No,
Wow,
because Charlie, you get to things so late.
the silence is. Oh, I get to it so late, but you still haven't seen it?
Who, me?
Yeah.
I've seen it.
Well, that's what I just asked.
Well, I thought you were
I said-
asking the general public.
Well, the general public can only tell. Well, let's see what the general public had to say. The general public had to say nothing. Todd, you? Did
Todd's not
everybody
there.
else go mute?
Disappeared. No, Todd disappeared.
No,
His
I haven't.
chair is
you and me?
empty.
No, I have not seen it. So tell me a little bit about it. Tell me for those who haven't seen it, why should we give it a shot?
Well, you're right. He just up and left. What a jerk. Okay, I'd be glad to. Well, this it's a British sitcom, and actually came out I think in 2006. And unlike many sitcoms that we're all familiar with in this day and age, it's the old-fashioned film before a live studio audience. So it has a real laugh track. Trying to be hilarious, but anyway, it's about
wait. If it's live, why would it have a laugh track? Wouldn't it just have audiences laughing?
It has a live audience laughing in a track.
Okay.
That's not a laugh track.
Well, it's got basically they
That's
put
good.
the light on, say laugh.
I talk. Shut up! I talked my way out of that one. Don't dispute me. But anyway, it's Chris O'Dowd, who you've seen him in a bunch of stuff. It's Richard I can't say his last name. He is a Norwegian African guy who sounds like Mick Jagger, and then it's this very Britishish gal Jen, and their wacky adventures. And it's 6 episodes per season or series, and there's 4 series, so of 22 minutes an episode. So it's a super fast watch, rip roaring hilarious. Wouldn't you agree, Lisa?
It's hilarious, yes. I don't know anybody who's watched it who has not found that show funny.
Absolutely. I mean, I was watching April had surgery about a week ago, and she's like, "Oh, why are you putting me with this funny show in surgery? I'm hurting my stitches laughing." I'm like, I didn't think about it that way, because there's some of those episodes you're just dying watching it.
Right.
So Todd, you've not seen it. Brad, you've not seen it.
No, I've seen parts of it. It's very British. It reminds me of like Have You Been Served? A lot of those type of shows.
Faulty Towers.
Kind of. I mean, it's. I would say it's very much like the Big Bang Theory type of humor, geeky kind of stuff. I'm sure if I watched more of it, I would kind of more embrace it. But what I saw of it, I'm like, yeah, seems fine.
Yeah. Oh, geez. Todd is the shell that can't be cracked, Lisa.
Oh God, I know. I've stopped trying.
Oh my God. Well, I guess Brad, that makes you the not even really the tiebreaker, because we've got 2 liked and 1 that's lukewarm, and you haven't seen it. So, what do you think? We give it a crack and tell us what you think.
Oh, definitely. Considering my previous occupation was in IT, and I'm assuming this is information technology and all the laughing pratfalls that would come with such a profession. So I'm looking forward to it. So,
see, Brad will understand me when I say it's an ID10T error or a PEBCAC error.
Oh, I thought ID10T was just supposed to be idiot.
It is idiot.
Is that not?
Yes.
Oh, I've been burned.
See, I'm familiar with the keyboard chair interface, which is a human.
Yes,
problem exists. That's what a PEBCAC error is. Problem exists between chair and computer.
See, I wasn't that geek.
There we go.
So, Charlie,
giving away all the secrets.
For me to see this, where can I go stream it?
It is straight up on Netflix. Since every man, woman, and child on Earth has access to Netflix, you will be all set. I'm sure you have it.
I do.
I'm sure your toilet shows Netflix.
Yes, exactly. Soon you'll be seeing it. You'll be seeing Netflix in your rearview mirror of your car, which is oh so safe. Yeah. So all right. So yep, that's Charlie's challenge. Watch an episode of the IT Crowd and try not to get sucked in, because you will love it.
So sucked in, like body sucking parts, like we just discussed.
Yeah, just being in the IT
Crowd. Callback.
Yeah,
a little callback.
Yeah. Anybody new in the chat? What's our update there?
Where are we at with the chat? We peaked at 11 and we're currently at 7. So anybody who's on right now, give us a hello.
No, it's just a bunch of lurkers.
Our friend
They're
our
lurking.
friend, let's see here, up here, the our friend Odd Helgi Oksana Juva is a Norwegian,
Oh,
and
my,
he want,
my countryman.
and I said,
He
how
or
did you,
she.
I said, how did you find us? And he or she said, are you kidding? You're huge in Norway, huge.
Yes, that's what
This
she
is like,
said.
I think this is somebody like a joke, like persona or
I
something.
think. Do you think you think we're being trolled?
I think it's
We're
John
trolled. Well,
Sear.
Lee's still here. Thank
It's
you,
probably
Lee.
John Cena.
Oh my goodness. Fake accounts. All right. Well, Todd, I think that's it, buddy.
We love
I think
you,
it's
Lee.
time to out of the Geek Easy.
Awesome. Okay. Well, we then go into our spoiler cast for Guardians of the Galaxy 2. Let's
So if you
go.
haven't seen the movie, get the hell out.
Yeah.
Yes, at this time mark that Todd will so kindly put up, or if you're watching, hit the eject, but watch our numbers go down to 0. Haven't seen it. Boop.
Yeah, so if you have not seen this movie, pause right now and come back when you have. This is the sequel to probably the most unlikely Marvel hit that it was ever planned. Our team is back and better than ever. They're ready to take down the bad guys and show why they are the most dysfunctional family in the galaxy. So,
besides us.
Right.
Yes. So we're not going to walk through exactly what happened in this movie, but we're kind of going to take you down the path of what we liked, what we thought was so-so, and kind of like our overview, and then we will wrap it up kind of like, what we think is next for this, because this leads into Thor after this movie. So I guess I'll kick it off. My review is, man, I really enjoyed this. It was heartfelt. Gave me more feels than probably any other Marvel movie. But the biggest thing I have to say, I really liked Baby Groot. The studios and all the ads made me hate Baby Groot. Holy
Wait. Did I really
Shut
just
my mouth.
Todd, I want to stand up and applaud right now. You just admitted it.
Are you having a? Tell me, are you having a stroke? Do we need to call 911?
I'm shocked. I mean, I
would have thought that even if he liked it, he would never fucking admit it.
No. I just want to say
No.
The fact is that all the advertising and everything made me want to hate this character, because it was like in your face, Baby Groot, love me, love me, love me.
Todd, look behind you. Look behind you. You had kung fu fighting behind you.
Yes,
he's
my
boxing.
son. Yes.
I was watching Logan go to
Oh
town.
my goodness.
Yes. So I loved the way they handled everything. I thought it was an emotional roller coaster. There were some parts that were kind of like so. I mean, quite honestly though, the one thing that blew me away was how the heck did they make Kurt Russell look like young Kurt Russell and not look like a horrible special effect?
It's the same thing they did with Tony Stark.
Yeah. Well, that was on par with. Stark looked awful, but I thought Michael Douglas and Ant-Man was amazing. I think Robert Downey at the beginning of Civil War was really bad.
And was it in X-Men 3 when they did Ian McKellen and Patrick Stewart young as well? I mean, it's the technology has definitely evolved, and I totally agree.
Michael Douglas in something too, right? What am I thinking?
That was
Ant-Man.
Yeah,
well, I literally just said that. Thank you for listening.
I'm sorry, Charlie. I don't listen to 90% of what you say.
Thanks. Kiss my ass. What now?
I just
all week.
Yeah, I mean,
my brain just starts to go dormant when you're talking.
Yeah, Jeff Bridges in Tron is the one that leaps out to me. That the Tron movie it was just horrible. I mean, he looked bad.
It's gotten better though. The technology.
It definitely has. His fantastic hair he had was awesome in the movie. Yeah, I mean, and this was kind of a different bad guy. I mean, and this is where I think was an improvement. I'll give this my pro, that I think that they finally kind of nailed a bad guy that mattered. Someone you didn't really see coming, although kind of you could say shows up and probably you kind of guess what's going to go on, considering the other enemy was really just the gold people. And they kind of were showing that they weren't much of a threat, but I was highly entertained with.
They were like elitist assholes.
Yeah, they were just playing a video game. Too. They were like David Busters.
Exactly.
Video Busters and attacking people.
and they don't get down, which is like you can't really trust people that don't get down, right? It's
No,
not cool.
not at all. No. But I liked it. I thought it was great. I thought Yondu was really fantastic. I loved the
I
development
love
of his
Michael
character.
Rooker though, in like everything, right?
I met
but
the
I just-
man. Todd knows that I met the man. I met him in Chicago a couple years ago. Very gracious. Said I just wanted to shake his hand and walk up and said, "Hey, I love your stuff. Want to shake your hand?" And said, "Thank you, brother." Very cool guy.
I could
he was
totally
great.
see that.
Yeah.
Did he stink bomb you?
Did he offer you a pretzel?
If he did, it really wouldn't matter.
They're delicious.
Finger looking good, as they would say. But really enjoyed the movie a lot. I thought some parts dragged. It puts them in a really unique position where they go next, but probably one of the most enjoyable Marvel movies I've seen in a while. Since probably the last Guardians of the Galaxy, I think the rest of the Marvel movies since then have kind of felt very formulaic. They were kind of going somewhere. Guardians of the Galaxy didn't have to go anywhere, and that's what made it a good thing versus just kind of like plotting to the points like, oh, you have to do this because this is coming up next, and this is coming up next, and this is coming up next. I mean, heck, Thanos wasn't even in this one again. And like, that's a spoiler.
Thank
but
the Lord.
I question that part, that Thanos didn't appear, and I'll after the reviews, I'll ask the question.
Yeah, but we got Howard the Duck.
We did get Howard the Duck, and
Yes.
it was
got
supposed to
Howard
be
the
Seth
And
MacFarlane.
why?
Or no, who was
Why?
supposed to be the voice for that?
It's Seth Green.
Seth Green. Okay, yeah. So he sounded kind of different than I thought he would have sounded.
Yeah.
So, oh well. But yeah, we got Howard the Duck. I mean, we've got some really great cameos, and we'll talk about that at the end because we'll talk about kind of like all the little things you should pick out if you're going to be in the movie. But quite honestly, it was a fun movie. I really liked it. I mean, it wasn't the best movie ever, but I mean, funny. I laughed my butt off. A lot of fun. All the characters got their due in this movie, pretty much, which was awesome.
Yeah,
I got choked up. I did get choked up multiple times in the movie.
Sucker.
It was really
Me too,
good.
me too.
Yeah, and I thought Baby Groot was kind of a jerk at points with like Drax. I mean, he was mean to Drax
Yeah, but
constantly.
then he fell asleep on his shoulder.
Exactly, like a toddler.
Yeah.
It was like a toddler.
Right.
He was more like a toddler
Oh.
than a baby, but yeah.
God, the teen Groot at the end.
Oh,
part,
God,
we
it was
talked
so
about
good.
later,
Yeah.
Just slayed me because it was the three of us. It was April, myself, and Nathaniel, my stepson. That's him, mouthy little shit. I am Groot. Ugh.
It
I had
was
my
great.
Oh my God.
Even he was cracking up at that.
Yeah. So I would give it, probably, the 8.59 out of 10. Really enjoyed it.
Yeah, I'm probably a good 8.8, maybe 9-ish. Somewhere in there. What I thought was really cool is I felt like everybody had to step up their acting a little bit.
Little bit more characterization, a little bit more sharing the pie. Yeah, I agree.
I mean, Chris Pratt could just stand there and not talk and it would be fine, but
He's so hunky.
he's such man candy.
And I love the fact that he
He's
got
all- Yeah. Oh God, that instantly made me think of our mutual friend Sean Seitz because that's
About what?
his baby.
he got a Zune at the end, and so Microsoft.
Oh yeah, that's Sean all the way.
Yeah.
Should we give
Most
Sean a
def-
little
so-
thank you since I met you guys because of him?
Well, I don't know if Sean
We-
Seitz can get
yeah.
our podcast or watch YouTube on his Microsoft phone. I don't know.
Right,
Oh, yeah,
because
we-
he lives in like BFE.
The Windows
Thank you,
phone.
Sean.
We are currently at 7 watchers. We went down to 5. We're back up to 7. So who's out there? Jump in, y'all.
Yeah.
So anyway, what?
I think
other
Marley had to
topics?
leave and do his hair.
Yeah, Lisa, since you were talking about what you gave the movie, any pros cons that you wanted to call out?
I loved
keep
it, but
rolling.
did anybody else like with Yondu when he got his big fin? What did you think of?
Well,
Anyone?
that's originally on.
No, I
that's
know, and it was
originally
bigger.
on.
But what did you think of?
Yeah.
Anyone?
That he was the salsa shark. He was the salsa shark. I don't
No.
know what. What?
No.
I'm just waiting to see if anybody gets it.
No, please
Nope.
enlighten us.
Something popped into my head the whole time and it wouldn't stop. No?
No.
Anyone?
Yeah,
I kept thinking of Savage Dragon.
Oh, very nice. Savage
very
Dragon.
good. That's very good.
Eric Larson's
That's what I
old
was
Savage
thinking of with that big fin, right?
Yeah.
Well, that's his original fin. I mean, that's how the
I
character's always been
understand,
portrayed.
but I just kept thinking of Savage Dragon. Anyways,
No, it's a good,
So I
that's
got a
good
question.
one.
What was the deal about the fin? Because he's like, get the fin. I'm like, is there something special about the fin? Because he doesn't use the fin to
Yeah,
control
he-
the
because he had
device.
his original
Yeah, he
one
does.
blown off.
No, but what
Yeah,
was
that's
the
how he
point of
controls
it?
the arrow.
No, it's not because the
That's
guy
how-
didn't have it. No, because remember his partner at the end got the
Yes,
arrow.
And had a fin on his head.
Did he have a fin? I guess I didn't even know.
Yes. Oh my God,
Yep.
you're like
I didn't
missed it.
notice that, and that was
You
one of my
missed it.
things
See,
too.
I'm not alone. He didn't notice the fin
No.
either. You guys, come on.
No,
Well, I was
no,
gonna
I'm
say
telling you.
apparently
That's it,
being
because-
bald makes you like unable to see things on people's heads, but I guess Brad
Brad's
doesn't
got
like that.
hair.
No. Look. I've got good.
No,
hair.
he
No,
actually-
yours is a weave too.
He absolutely put the fin on, and his head was shaved. And that actor isn't that James Gunn's brother?
Yeah, it's Sean Gunn.
Yeah, and it's Kurt from
Yeah.
Gilmore Girls.
Gilmore Girls, right? So I totally agree,
Sorry, I've
'cause
never seen Gilmore Girls, but all three of you have.
What? Oh,
Hey,
it's an
we got,
incredible
we
show.
You sensitive men, you.
yes.
Yes, it's a.
We
good
got our
show.
good buddy Joe. We got our good buddy Joe from Twitter joining us.
Joe, have you seen the movie? Because you said you were going to
Hi,
wait till you
Joe.
saw the movie.
Okay, I kind of want to
Yeah.
take a step back about the fin, because the scene when Rocket is taking out all the Ravagers, and then all this, and then Yondu gets hit, his fin gets hit by Nebula, and then the arrow just drops to the ground, and then there is that great scene with Rocket, Yondu, and Baby Groot to be able to get the new fin. And once that fin was on, and even the Ravagers were making such a big deal about the fin, because they knew once he got the fin, the arrow was unleashed. And then looking at Sean Gunn's character at the end clip, you just don't see, or at least it's noticeable that there is a fin or some other mechanism that's controlling it.
Yeah, I'd agree.
Right.
Yeah. So I feel dumb that I didn't know that, but I just, like I said, when I saw the guy controlling it and not noticing the fin, I thought, oh, that's weird.
Mhm.
So yeah. And when he got taken down by the fin, I kind of felt like he got taken down a notch. So yeah, it's kind of weird. But I mean, hey, it was fun. I liked it. That was a great scene anyways. That song choice, my son said, Dad, if I never want to see that movie again, I just want to watch that scene. And that song is such an odd choice, but I knew that song because Steve Borowski and I used to sing that song.
You sing?
What, you're
gonna
talking
sing
about
for us?
from which?
Come a little bit closer,
Little bit
you're
closer,
my type
you're
of
my
man.
kind of man.
So
Okay,
big.
forget
So
that
big and
idea.
so strong.
That's okay.
Ha!
And a dance.
Yeah. That well, that's the dance bit. The currently retail dancing Baby Groot dances to that song. The one that you
I
see
couldn't
at
even
Target.
handle. Like, can we talk about, since it's my turn, Charlie, and you can shut the
Yes,
F up.
please.
SFU, Charlie.
You bet.
SFU right back.
I loved, one of the things I really liked was like all the callbacks to the first movie. You have the first movie where the opening scene is Star-Lord, going in to get the orb, and it starts off kind of serious and dark, and then he does his whole dance, right? And he just starts dancing. They did the same thing, it was Baby Groot, obviously, but same thing. We drop right into the action of them going after that big thing that looked like a Rathtar, right? Looked like a Rathtar?
Oh yeah, it doesn't control
Right.
mine.
It was a Rathtar. Where was Han Solo when you needed him? So
He got 8.
yeah, he got Kylo'd. So we drop right into that scene, and then of course, it's totally, we get the levity of Groot doing his little adorable Todd who loves him dance. That was all for you, Todd, right?
Oh, I loved it.
Yeah. So I thought that was a great callback, and there were some other ones too. I'm trying to think of which ones jumped out at me, but there was something else specific. I'll have to think about what it was, but I love that, and I thought they really kind of ramped up the humor in this one. It was like an interesting mix because the first one was pretty funny, consistently, and other than the major Groot scene in the first one, there wasn't as much emotion. This one was really like a balance. It kind of went back and forth between being really funny and really touching, and I liked that. I didn't cry like you three wussies, but I definitely felt I felt a little moved by some of it.
I thought Todd was the one who was supposed to have no heart here. Now you're dried up, no love for nothing. That you
If
don't
there's
feel
I'm
not
just a
if there's
numb,
not
bitter
a
hag.
lightsaber, Lisa has no tears. If
No,
there's not a
I'm-
lightsaber involved,
We've determined that I'm numb and I'm a bitter hag, right? Hag? I'm full on hag, right? Grandma Cyborg?
Old
That's right.
May, old.
Brad doesn't have a
May
nickname yet.
CA.
your emotion chip actually expired.
My emotion. Yes, it did. It did. I belong in the wing of a museum.
Expiration date 7 of 2011.
Hey, why am I 7-Eleven? Is that some kind of like commentary?
She's got me open like 7-Eleven? Wasn't that in Salt and Pepper?
That's what I was saying. Where are you going with that?
You picked it up.
I thought Rocket and Drax were the funniest parts of the movie. I mean, Rocket's whole thing with Taserface, I could barely breathe. My son was dying. We could barely breathe. Tell me you didn't love that part. Taserface. What was your backup name? Scrotum
Oh my
Hat?
gosh.
Who's going to volunteer? Who from the podcast is going to volunteer now to be known as Scrotum Hat? Because it sure as hell is not
Todd,
going to be
look at
me.
his head. Look at his head. He's already
Don't go
halfway
there. Don't go there.
Taserface.
You're already there. You're already there. I'm Taserface. I'm the ugly one, so I'll be Taserface. Todd could be Scrotum Head.
Yeah.
Nice.
So Lisa had a outstanding 8.8. She would have given it more if she had any emotion left.
I don't.
Brad,
used up.
Brad, what did you think?
You know, it was one of those walking out of the
He's
theater.
so excited.
Walking out of the theater, and I liked it. I did not love this film, and it was kind of disappointed in myself that I was like, you know, what bothered me about it? I think some of the initial pacing in the film that kind of seemed to drag on a little bit. The separating of the characters, I wasn't all that big fan. I enjoyed from the first one when they're all together, when they were this dysfunctional family, instead of having them getting separated out. When Drax, Gamora, and Peter go off to Ego, and then you had Yondu and Rocket doing their own little thing. I kind of just wanted them all more together. I mean, there were some really scenes that I laughed out for whatever reason. The scene again with when Rocket was taking on the Ravagers, and there is the faraway shot of the forest, and Rocket's playing with the gravity mines, and you just see from the distance a set of the Ravagers shooting up into the air, falling down, then the other side shooting up in the air. To me, for whatever reason, I found that to be hilarious. But I thought there was a little bit. It didn't sync well with me of saying that, wow, this is great. This wasn't a top 5 Marvel film for me. I still enjoyed it, but it wasn't the best that I felt that I've seen before. And in comparison to the first movie, that is my top film that I've seen. So, pros were definitely the characters were great, a lot of fun. The scene with Baby Groot again with Rocket and Yondu on the Ravager ship trying to get the fin
Underwear.
was or was it a finger or a thumb?
Toe.
It just completely
toe.
Okay,
Thumb,
toe.
whatever.
Okay.
Thumb.
You want a toe? I'll get you a toe by 3 p.m., dude.
This I can think of.
We're not going to talk about that.
I can think of 10 uses for a dead body today.
I just like the fact that he grabbed a whole stinking desk.
Yes.
The desk was so funny.
Yeah.
The eyeball.
I mean, there were some great moments to it.
No, keep it, because then he's going to wake up in the morning and he won't know where to find it. That was good. That was like the I need that guy's leg.
And I need that guy's eye.
Yeah, exactly. Hey, you got the guy's eye, finally.
There was, so to me, it was just it was good. It was enjoyable. I'm definitely going to be seeing it again, taking my kids to see it. And, maybe my opinion will be more not as maybe as judgmental as I could have been going in this time than seeing it being more relaxed for the second, if you will.
What you're trying to say, Brad, is that your opinion will be less wrong.
Yeah, I hope not.
Right?
Less wrong.
Yeah.
It's not right. It's just less wrong.
Right.
Yeah, no. I mean, I don't I understand. It's like I listened to all of you, and even into the chat, and everyone was saying, "Oh my God, I love this film! I love this film!" And I was sitting there. It's like, what's wrong with me? Why didn't I love it the way these people? I know. I mean, that's it. And it was fun, but it was just walking out was like, all right. I mean, I like Guardians. I liked Ant-Man better. I liked Captain America Civil War, Winter Soldier better. You know, there's a couple more that it maybe not necessarily even make the top 5 list of mine. So
my wife is in your camp. She liked the first one better. So I think there's always something to these characters when they're fresh and new. It's kind of surprising versus these characters we already know who they are, and it's like, what are they going to bring to the table that's new? Yeah. And the new characters, I mean, really, we had Mantis was really the new character we got.
Her voice drove me crazy too.
Yeah, that's actually how she kind of sounds in real life, though.
Yeah, I did. I saw an interview with her just today, as opposed to Karen Gillan, who's super duper Scottish, heavy Scottish brogue, but doesn't play that in this movie.
No.
Now, can anyone explain to me the bit when they're in the Ego's core, and it was Roker, Yondu flying, and Nebula in the co-pilot seat, and they rig up to her super arm, and then they went all Death Blossom in the side. Sorry, that's the last time.
Yeah, they said it was probably out of its power, so she was basically acting as a generator to recharge those little laser beams.
Yeah, because she's all she's all cyborgy. She's Grandma Cyborg.
Because Thanos replaced most of her parts with machinery.
Or you know what? As they say, parts is parts.
Parts is parts.
Yeah, but to me that was kind of one of those things that was like all of a sudden, boom, this thing is going like just overpowered, that I'm thinking, wow, that's a lot of stuff in her arm. I wish those kind of things would have been, besides saying she's cybernetic and the such, somehow to give it a play fair in the description, so that when this scene came up, it didn't seem to me very hokey or just like, wow, she has that much power to do that kind of damage with all those lasers and still kind of be achievable. So,
God, what else does she use that arm for?
She's more machine than woman.
She's Fistor. She's the Iron Fist.
Excuse me?
No. Kit Fisto. Cat Fisto.
Yeah, that was just that. That was a little qualm that I wish they could have spent that few seconds to say, or somehow to give us the impression that she's got that much power in that arm. Wow.
Well, like anything with most superhero films, the plot specifics of how they do things are a little bit wonky and cloudy.
Yes, of course.
It's called suspension of disbelief, Brad.
It's a little fluid to fit the situation. It's very Star Trek. It's like, oh, the transporters work, now the transporters don't work. The holodeck is lethal, but we still like to use it. But now it's fixed, but now it's not.
Yes. So Charlie
knows what you're talking about, Charlie.
Charlie, you're the last man standing. I'm assuming you hated this movie. Too much baby Groot.
The beauty of this is that I actually wrote my notes in here, but I don't need them because you guys said everything. But I did get to revise my score just to mess with Lisa. But yeah, you know what? The pros for me, very heartfelt, felt like a family story, which I like. I liked some of the pacing was a bit slow, but I think I liked it better than the first film. I don't know why, because there were funny ha-has. And some of it was misplaced, which I'll talk about in a minute. But the humor spoke to me a little bit more. I felt a little bit more worn in with these characters. Got to see a little bit more what they were all about. I agreed about the villains. We had, you're right, the gold people who gives a shit. But with Ego, he was like, holy shit, he was super villain. I mean, he'd been whoring around the galaxy and then killing all his children. I mean, this guy's an asshole. Like big time, and he gets to see it all played out in these little animatrix like Gumby people all around these little pods all in his room.
And it was like the Hall of Presidents at Disney.
Yeah, it was the Hall of him fucking aliens. It was just bad news.
That one scene where like they show the statues or whatever of him with like all the different aliens and all the different positions.
Exactly.
I was like, wow.
Yeah, I don't know if they showed a lot of positions. Did he show him? I don't know.
He was the Mac Daddy with that hair, though.
Apparently,
he was.
Yeah.
I mean, Yeah, how many kids did he have? He'd have them, steal them, zap them, they die, and couldn't he figure out a better way to dispose of all the bones?
He was
Just
basically
no.
Robert Baratheon.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, that's true.
No, he has like Charlie. He just has a chute. That's where his garbage goes.
Like in Sweeney Todd.
Exactly. They make meat pies. Yeah, just make
They
Yeah.
make meat pies.
Yeah.
But yeah, I like that he felt really villainous, but was unconcerned with his own villainy. And I like that, and it really struck to the core of our hero of Star-Lord. So I dig that. Cons, the first 10 minutes of Groot dancing around, I thought, if this is going to be the whole movie, I'm not going to like this movie. Because I thought they're going to spend this movie just ripping off what was funny about the first one. Like, Groot's dancing, but he won't dance in front of Drax. And then he'll dance, but then he'll stop
Oh,
again.
that was the other callback. Thank you.
I was irritated, but I got past it. Once they got and were making fun of the gold people, and Rocket stole the Who Wants to Buy Some Batteries, and I did like that. There were a couple of serious moments that they kind of snuck in a comedic element, like Ego's giving a big speech and then he's like, I got to take a piss. It was like, what? And then he's pissing in the corner. Why was the pee joke necessary? It just I felt they cracked a tense moment with dumb humor from time to time in a way for me that it didn't really work. So anyway, I will give it, just to screw with Lisa's 8.8, I will give it an 8.9. Good, but I think also not in my top 5. I'm kind of with you,
Stop
Brad.
trying to be better than me, Charlie. It's not going to work.
Well, I don't
On to you.
I just did it, so I don't have to try.
God, you're like Rocket, and I'm like Peter Quill.
Oh, I think so. Yeah, the jerks who love each other. Oh my
Trash
goodness.
Panda.
Justin
Trash
Hartman on the
Panda.
chat. Justin Hartman on the chat just say, Gumby, go and take your kids.
Yeah, a minute ago he was talking about his meat. So,
Gosh.
Justin, behave yourself.
Oh my goodness.
Ouch.
Oh well.
So here,
Go ahead, Brett.
I was going to say this is a Charlie, and some of that, the odd humor, and everyone, give me your opinion if I'm definitely thinking too far. The one humor bit that when Drax goes to about Ego, does he have a penis? For whatever reason, that joke just kind of felt unnecessary,
It was flaccid. It was a flaccid dick joke.
God. Nobody likes a flaccid dick joke.
It went, ooh.
Yeah, and I would say that was something about that, Brad. And my sister asked me, like, well, can I take my kids? Her kids are a little bit more sensitive to that kind of stuff. I'm like, maybe not. I mean, she was watching Guardians 1, and this one definitely felt more adult. Like, they were going for a PG-13, like penis breath, back in the old days of ET, right?
Right.
Yeah.
That's exactly. I saw that scene.
Those are a
It's
bunch
just
of
like,
penis haters.
oh,
Hey.
It's another one of those unnecessary additions to the scene. To me, it didn't add anything. It gave it the, Drax is just going to speak his mind, and and not really realize what he's saying. But it also just seems so like you could have skipped that and still have the same fine moment.
Yeah. Sure.
So, all right.
Yeah. So we go from that. So yeah, I mean, I guess something to call out that might not be for all the kids,
Is the penis joke really?
Probably under 11
don't know
years.
what a penis is?
Well, no, but maybe
No.
kids under 10 might be a little too much for them. So just be careful. If you're a parent and you're guessing, what to take your kids to, maybe watch it first and then take your kids if you think they're cool with it.
Be aware of the penis. Okay, let's do one more. Everybody shout out favorite moment. I'm going to go with the obvious Stan Lee and the Watchers. Best part of the film.
That is obvious.
Fuck you. I mean, okay, thank you.
Fuck you too, very much.
Hey. Who else?
I kind of enjoyed when Star-Lord shot the ever-loving shit out of Ego when he found out he killed his mother. It was
pretty-
instantaneous.
Yes.
Damn
Yeah.
right.
That was
For
really
me,
great.
it was the Ravager scene with him walking through, and playing that music, the choreography. That was so much fun. I absolutely love that.
Taserface would be a good second for me.
Right.
Yeah, I would have to say, I mentioned it before, for whatever reason, I just cracked up when the up and down of the Ravengers and the gravity mines, the far off distance, seeing them in the forest, coming up, coming down, coming up, coming down, and you just hear Rocket just laughing in the background.
He was so fun in this movie.
That was great.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So we got
Rat Fox.
Trash Panda. Love that.
Trash
too.
Panda.
Triangle face, whatever they called him.
Taser face. Oh no,
No,
triangle face
Triangle
rat
face.
or whatever.
And he
Yes.
felt his face, and he kind of was sad from that. But we got 5 extra scenes. Quite honestly, I thought only really one of them were like ominous for what's portraying coming next. We had a weird one with Sylvester Stallone. Apparently, they were supposed to be like
He was a huge waste in the movie, right?
Yeah, and he was supposed to be portraying the 3000 Guardians of the Galaxy, so they had like a couple of characters from that.
Yeah. You had all kind of what would be defined as the original Guardians of the Galaxy when they first originally appeared. Yeah, so and Guns alluded that we're going to probably maybe see them in Volume 3, so that could just be the build-up. And it was a little odd, especially I remember, and I've got the first issues of the original Guardians, and they're visually they did again this was not of an equal translation, but realizing who they were until I had to go online and look up. Oh, that's who it was.
Yeah. The Crystal Guy, the
Crystal Guy, and
Sly.
Martin
X. Yes.
Yeah, Starhawk, who
we didn't get
like Starhawk.
Vance. We didn't get Vance Astro or Charlie 27, did we?
Charlie 20. Yeah, we did get Charlie. Charlie
it?
was Ving Rhames.
Oh, really?
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh, but I thought Charlie.
But I thought, yeah,
he was kind of. I don't know. That's weird. Yeah, that was weird. Oh well. So that was an odd mix of scenes, and then we had Adam Warlock finally appearing, and he is a big deal in the. If you may not know who he is, basically he has the soul gem, a gem on his head. So we think he may be the last Infinity Stone.
Oh, gotcha.
But he is a character that controls reality and does different things.
Quick sidebar, Justin says they should have thrown in the whole Expendables cast, #crossover.
They could have said I'm too old for this shit, yeah.
We should have had like Rocky running up the stairs.
Both Joe and Justin play in FML, so I invited them to our league.
Nice.
Oh, you sure you want to do that, boys?
Yeah.
Well, we'll see.
Fun. I don't know. It's good. Apparently, according to let's see here, he says that Joe says so. Competition for John and for Snell. Let's see, and the rest of us.
Hey, guess what?
That'd be great.
My guessing will only get better through Fantasy Movie League. So there you go.
Well, we don't know. I just picked blindly with no research. So
yeah.
Throw a dart.
So guys, so I guess we're running a little bit long, but I kind of feel like after seeing this movie. And with Thor coming next, I don't feel like there was much connection between this movie except for the Adam Warlock thing. Beyond that, it's like there's no momentum leading them to the greater conflict.
Right. And I would love to go into more deep discussion on the Adam Warlock. I understand time-wise, but I totally agree. It was very much the Guardians of the Galaxy, once again, was its own kind of universe. I thought that
I think it's okay.
Yeah, I think there was one scene during the whole jump scene where I feel like you see the back of Thanos almost fighting someone out on this distant plane. But
that was Terrax. Right. I think it was Terrax, right, Charlie? I think it was.
Was it?
I think it was.
Oh my!
He had like a big axe type thing. And Terrax is one of the Galactus's heralds, right?
Heralds, right? Yeah. You're absolutely correct.
I think it was.
That would be interesting. Okay, good. But but back to the point. You're right. Nothing in terms of there was no bridge, which is very typical of the main Marvel Universe phase films. So I think it's just it's jump, and Thor's gonna jump us right into Infinity War.
Right.
Cool.
Okay, well, I think, gentlemen and ladies, this takes us out. Charlie, actually, before we leave, Brad, is there any way before we leave that people can, keep up with you, what you're doing in the world of nerd?
Is there? Well, there's my personal Facebook page, but beyond that, you can check me out over on the Secret Friends United fan page, where I'm doing my posting and on the occasional, talking and part of the conversation.
Awesome.
Private conversation. What?
Yes.
With people face to face in the real world?
Who does that?
No, who knows? Yeah.
I'm not even real. I'm like a Force ghost.
She's our
Oh my
hologram we
goodness.
created when we broke open a cube out in my backyard. We don't know where it came from.
Yeah.
It's like weird
bet.
science.
Yeah,
They threw me in
I
the
was
lab.
just
It
going
felt-
weird science.
It fell out of the sky like the Blob or Venom in Spider-Man 3.
Did
Yep.
you just call me the Blob?
No, I called you Venom in Spider-Man 3.
Oh,
Which
there
one
you
is worse?
That's accurate, though. I mean, I can't really fight with that one.
Lisa's
all right,
hair is
good
like
deal.
a symbiote. Yeah. So, Brad, thank you for being on the podcast. This was a lot of
Thank
fun.
you for having me.
talking with you on the
Love
fantasy
you, Brad.
into the group
Thank
itself.
you.
Yeah. So, Charlie, take us out.
My goodness. Well, thank you to our presently. We had a peak of 11 watchers at one point, and we got a fun conversation. We've got a fun conversation going on. Admittedly, because this was a spoiler cast, you can see why some people might tune out. But we're very grateful for everybody who did tune in for this
thank you,
great.
Joe. Did you see what Joe
Thank
just
you.
said?
What did Joe say?
Oh, yeah, I did. He said
Joe's
that
having
we're great.
Joe's having MILF fantasies.
Ooh.
I am so married, but Lisa's hair makes me hot. So anyway, we will end this great experiment. I have no doubt we'll come back and do this again because it's a lot of fun.
Joe, you're like
but
12.
My goodness, I'm going to tell you, and to our Norwegian fan, I'm going to say thank you for joining us. We are a side project. We're a guardian of the Secret Friends Unite Galaxy over at the Facebook community that we so lovingly run, at the podcast page, over on Twitter, at Secret Friends U. Shoot us a Twitter bomb or a Twitter twatter, a twinkle twankle, and we'll Twitter bomb you back. Kaboom, kaboom. Also, drop us a note over secretfriendsunite@gmail.com. Send us a love note. We'll read it on the podcast and humiliate you if necessary. Thank you for the 80 millionth time. I'm going to tell you that sharing is caring and to keep on trucking.
Be the hero, not the villain.
Be the villain. It's more fun.
Okay.
Brad!